Do you expect the House to have the votes to pass this Senate version, and if so, when?
I don't know. I hope not, because the American people have a chance to speak out in the next couple of days. It looks like premium costs will be going up, not down, if this bill is passed. They're talking about passing it this weekend, but the way they're talking about passing it makes me talk about fanaticism. The only way you can explain their behavior is they're lost their political minds. They're trying to jam through a bill that the American people don't want with a process that's bizarre, that no sober person can understand. Deeming a bill passed without voting on it when it changes 1/6 of the economy, they just lost their political minds over there, and it won't go down well with the American people.
Now to the liquored up sake comment. I do want to ask you, Senator, because there has been a reaction from a Japanese-American congressman, Mike Honda of California, who said, you know, I spent my childhood in a World War II prison camp, and I found that this racially tinged rhetoric is not helpful.
I'm just trying to let people know that what they're doing is fanatical. It's not rational, that they're trying to use a process that is sleazy, it's unfair, it's a trick play. They're trying to have a health care bill passed without voting on it. So my comments really reflect the fanaticism of the Democratic leadership, and I don't know whether it's sake or moonshine, but no sober person would do this. So what I would ask the congressman to do is stop this process for all Americans, Japanese Americans included, do not need to lose their choice in health care. We don't need more government when it comes to health care. And the last thing we need to do is cut Medicare by $500 billion and raise taxes by $500 million. You can't explain what they're doing other than they just gone fanatical and lost their political minds, and that was the point of my comment.
Senator, you have said if this thing goes through, that this will really destroy for a long time the ability of anything to get done in Washington. You can imagine that Americans and voters find that extremely frustrating. They're mad at both parties at this point. I mean, you talk about sober people. The question is, who's going to stop the madness? I mean, where are the sober people who are going to get this country moving forward?
Well, I've been in this position on the Republican side. We were threatening to change the rules to confirm judges by a simple majority vote when the Democrats filibustered the Bush nominees across the board. I was able, with 7 Democrats and 7 Republicans, to find a way forward. It was called the Gang of 14. We stopped the filibuster. We reserved the right of minorities in the future if there was an extraordinary circumstance to filibuster. But we stopped changing the rules because it would have blown up the Senate. And the very people that were complaining about the Republican attempt to change the rules on judges are now advancing a rules change for their benefit. So I don't know how you stop the madness. I know this, the American people are going to stop this Democratic Party come November, and we will have a referendum in November about the process and the substance of this bill, and we're not going to do much else because Democrats will be risk averse, Republicans will be upset. They're putting in jeopardy everything they would like to do. They're putting in jeopardy the future of the institutions. They're ignoring the American people. They've become fanatical, and it makes no sense. I hope they will reevaluate.